Hi, everyone, and welcome back. And I'm with Tammie Crabtree. Hi, Tammie.
Hi, Tom.
Really good to see you again.
Thank you.
I was just saw you yesterday.
Yes.
I went out. I knew we were going to have this interview, so I went on out and to your offices there, and it's on New York Ranch Road.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Alan will start that clip if you can start that clip, Alan. And you know, you're located out there on New York Ranch Road. For a lot of people, that's just where New York Fitness. If you were going there.
Right.
But you're not quite there. So
yeah.
Let's see. There we are. That's a sign. Kind of tells you where it is. We're going to see your entrance door. I don't know what time I'll be in there. Now this is where we don't need to talk totally about the clip while we're talking about here, but this shows, I think, what a great what a great location you have, and also when people go through here, they'll see you have your office space and everything. It's really conducive to your mission.
Right.
And you have a wonderful mission. I think it's a great thing. I can't think of anybody who wouldn't agree that domestic violence is a disaster. It's a disaster for people individually and the community, the nation as a whole, and the world. And it's a big problem because it's hard for men and women to get along all the time, isn't it?
Right. It is, and it's a huge problem, and people don't realize the effects it has on the community as well. When a woman comes in for services from us, we then have to provide services from other agencies and, tap into different resources, so it's costing it's cost money to help these victims get out of these relationships. So I think prevention is really a key focus for Operation Care. We're really focused on working with the youth and just preventing it.
It certainly is, because if you can stop it before it becomes a habit or a part of your character, you're going to go through life as a pretty good character. I think your life is going to go a lot easier when you feel warm and fuzzy inside, and you come from a warm and fuzzy household.
Right.
Okay. So for the kids, I think that's really great. Now you mentioned finances, and we I think need to talk about Blue Shield with their generous donation. And I believe this is the second or possibly the third time. Why don't you tell us about that?
Blue Shield has given us a $30,000 grant this year, and that is for our safe house, help running the safe house, which is excellent because we doubled our numbers in the safe house, women and children and men that we house in.
That's both good and bad, huh?
It is, and I'm glad that we're able to provide that service, and our stays are longer now. We're able to provide for a longer period of time, and that's a free service to the women that stay there and their children. We provide pretty much everything. There are some requirements. We need them to be doing things that are proactive to get their life back on track and figure out how they can sustain without us, so that gives them a little cushion, a little bit of support, and it's really important to have that when you leave a relationship.
And since a lot of times, since the person themselves have come out of a situation where their home life was very similar to the one they're in now, they don't have the skills to easily walk away or break the situation. So they need a place to go. They need and they need support.
Right.
And once again, Blue Shield, I believe, was at kind of the forefront. I want to just bring up Blue Shield. Mary Kay also generous donations as well. Yes. But for a while here in Amador County, we weren't getting a share of funding, were we?
We weren't, and I think that we have to get our voice out there with legislative days and just reaching out to these big corporations, because we do have people who use those services in our community. We are a small rural community, but we do use Blue Shield. We do have people buying Mary Kay, so we are just as relevant as a big city. We just happen to have smaller numbers, so it's really important that those foundations support our community, and they're really stepping up, and they're looking at what we're doing, and they're saying that's something we like. So we're really proud of what we've done, and we're glad that outside of our county they're recognizing that as well.
Okay, and there's a lot of stigma related to domestic violence. So it stays as a quiet crime, if you would, and it's kind of beneath the radar, and yet it's going on in all stratas of people. The big mucky mucks down onto the people that don't have much wherewithal.
Right. And those services, the services we provide, it doesn't matter what your income level is, they're all free. And, some people we just need to provide more services for, which is fine. And some people don't need the financial support or the housing that we can provide, but they need the emotional support and they need that person to go with them to court or just somebody to talk to, and that's what we can do as well.
Okay, and I think maybe people, if they saw from the clip, there were some rooms that had like a lot of toys there. I said, "Gee, what do you use the toys for?" And Janet, I believe, is the lady who pointed out, says, "Well, sometimes, like you just mentioned, court appearance. If maybe they have to go there, we'll babysit the kids, and so we have the kids down here, and there's things to play with, and it was nice, warm, fuzzy, wonderful, warm atmosphere." Also, I believe it showed conference rooms, some of the conference rooms. So why don't you tell us what happens in those rooms?
The conference rooms, we do things like staff meetings. We do have a board of 8 board of directors that come in every month, and they're kind of checking.
Maybe I should have called them the treatment rooms. So it seemed like maybe
where
couples or would go and.
Well, the counseling rooms they're private, confidential rooms where we can take a client in, and basically they're free to tell us whatever they want to tell us. When people need to understand,
is that hard to get people to open up?
It is. Well, you're dealing with people who have a lack of trust in people.
Okay,
so, you're walking into an office and meeting me for this first time, and I'm telling you I'm here to help you. And you can...
Right, and it would be hard, I would always think, because, if you can't trust your parents, it makes it really hard to trust anyone, because those are the people that are closest to you, and, and if you don't get it there, you probably are very fearful.
Right, and so that's just something, I think the reputation that our counselors are building is that of confidentiality, and you can trust us.
You have to have a lot, I would think, I don't want to keep interrupting, but a lot of non-judgment coming from your counselors, so people can feel safe enough to say, people aren't going to think I'm a bad person or this or that, right? And that's hard for people to have, either that skill, not necessarily a skill, but have that built into them themselves. That let me hear you. We're no judgments here. Right.
We don't have any judgments, and we know that oftentimes people will go back to the relationship, and that's fine. We understand that, but we want you to come back. We want you to know that that's okay. We get it. You have to make decisions for yourself. But pretty much, I think, across the board, you can tell any of our counselors anything, and we may not have heard it before. It may be something new to us, but you are not going to shock us so much that we will be offended or bothered, or, we deal with these things every day, and we've seen so many women, men, and the stories that we've heard are incredible. But there is no judgment, whatever it is. We're just there. We want to help you.
Okay. Because the judgment is probably the part of the big problem anyway, that people feel the pressure of so much judgment.
Right.
Up until the time when maybe they walk into Operation Care and feel like maybe they can sigh with a little bit of relief, thinking that they're in the right place now.
Right.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate you stopping by and talking with us and sharing it. I think I'll have you back again this month, because it's such a big subject, and this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Okay.
Thank you.
Right. And you do a great job with the Purple People.
Thank you.
Okay, stay with us. There's the weather on the other side of the break. You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.